What's up, you guys, and welcome back to mauhmama's channel. And for those of you who don't already know me, my name is mauhmama, or Savannah, and that little boy over there who's sleeping is my son Jeremiah. Today's a story time, y'all, because some stuff happened at the DMV today when I was trying to apply for my first ID. And I'm about to be 18 in 2 months, but I've been lagging on getting my ID, so it had to happen. This morning, around 8 to 9, I started getting ready with Jeremiah. I gave him a shower, gave him breakfast, I was cleaning up the room a little bit. I ate some soup with Jeremiah. We were ready and out the door, and I thought that I had everything, so we went to the DMV. And when we went there, everything was super chill. There weren't that many people in line, so I was like, okay, your girl's about to get her ID. But sadly, the first time we went, yes, I just said first time, but the first time we went today, I forgot my birth certificate, and I also ended up forgetting like the proof of where you live. I forgot that here at my house. After my suegra did what she had to do at the DMV, we ended up coming back to the house, and I also ended up forgetting Jeremiah's bottle. So the first time we went in, he was screaming crazy, like loud. Yeah, I was just trying to comfort him and help him like calm down a little bit and stop screaming. Didn't work. So we came back to the house, and I immediately came outside the car, and I came in the room. I grabbed his bottle out the fridge, I grabbed my birth certificate, and not some, just one bill that I had that had my name and the address on it. So I got my stuff, we went back to the DMV, and I got into like the lady. She was like, okay, you have all your stuff, cool, we're gonna send you down this red carpet line, just wait right there until the lady's ready for you. And I was like, okay, cool, I gotta just be ready. And then the moment I get up to that desk with the lady that's on the red carpet, that one, well, the lady, she was super chill, super nice, and she ended up telling me that the document that I ended up bringing, it didn't have like an account number. And I was like, in my head I was like, what account number? I didn't know what she was talking about, of course, and I asked her, I was like, okay, is there anything else that I can bring in today so I can get this done? My suegra, she was trying to help me out. She went to the car and she started looking for any piece of mail or any correspondence that had my name and our address. And so she was in the car looking for something, and I was talking to the lady. I told her, I've been trying to get my ID for like 4 months now because I've been waiting, and I had to like I had to get another birth certificate because my original one had like water damage and it was ripped, so I had to wait for that to come. And so basically I asked the lady, I was like, what I gotta do to get this done? And she was like, you know, if your school is nearby, you could just go to your school, ask them for a transcript, but it has to have your name, your birthday, and your address. And I was like, okay, cool, I can do that. So my suegra, she came back and she was like, oh, I couldn't find anything. And I told her the situation, that we just needed a school transcript. She was like, oh, cool, her school is right around the corner, let's go do that. So we hopped in the car and we got the freaking transcript from my school in like less than 5 minutes, which was super cool. Ladies in the office were on a good mood. After that happened, we went straight back to the DMV, and my suegra actually had to go do some stuff, so she ended up just dropping me off there with Jeremiah. I took the stroller out, diaper bag, and we went inside. So as soon as we went inside, I ended up getting a number. And so if anyone has been to the DMV who's watching this video, you guys know when you're waiting for your number, it takes freaking forever. So I was sitting there for I think like an hour or so, like an hour and like 10 minutes. But while I was sitting down, like I got my number, I immediately went to go sit down in the corner because there was this old lady and her old man that were sitting like next to each other. They were just like 2 seats down. I was like, oh, cool, old people. They're probably not gonna bother me. Probably just look at Jeremiah, and then that's about it. So I just sat right there. I was chilling, and then the lady and her husband, they both got up and they went to go to the desk thing because their number was called. So I was just waiting, and then this dude sits like there was like the first row. My son's stroller was right here in front of me. I was sitting in a chair. Now I'm in the second row against the wall, and then like the bathrooms are right there, and the water fountain, and like the people were right in front of me, and you could literally see everything. So I was just chilling right there, and on this chair next to me I had my folder that had like, it said Savannah Important Papers, so I had that next to me. That way when I went up to the desk I wouldn't have to pull it out of my backpack. So I had it right there, and then I had my backpack, this one, sitting right here next to me in the chair next to me, and the one that was empty, so I think the guy was sitting like 2 chairs away from me, because the one after my backpack was empty, and then the dude sat in the third chair, so he sat right there. What ended up happening was I found it a little bit weird that this dude started talking to himself. He was like, I was like, I didn't really say that like out loud, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna just put Jeremiah a little bit closer to me. I scoot him closer to me, and then I think the first thing that dude said to me, he was like,
oh, do you know what Super Bowl is gonna happen this year?
And I was like, I think like Super Bowl 53, 54, I don't know. I was just guessing so he would leave me alone, and I was like, okay, so this dude's gonna leave me alone. I was wrong. Then this dude, he starts talking to himself again, and I wasn't tripping. I was like, okay, this dude, he's here and he's on something, and I'm not about to freaking be talking to him and get associated. I was just trying to be quiet, trying to talk to Jeremiah. I was making conversation with my son. I was giving him my phone, giving him food. He was throwing his bottle a little bit, so I had to kind of grab it. Well, not a little bit. He kept throwing it on the floor, so I had to keep grabbing it. And I was pulling toys out of my backpack for him to play with, so I could like distract myself from the dude like 3 chairs that way. He asked me, he was like, oh,
I'm 49.
and I was like, okay. And I didn't say shit back. I was just being quiet, playing with Jeremiah still. I don't know if it's because I had makeup on, but this dude legit told me he wasn't like saying full like English sentences. He was like breaking pieces off that would like make it proper English. He was like,
How old are you? You 28?
and I was like, I didn't even say no. I just shook my head. I was like, mm-mm. He said
35?
and I was like, he said
18?
and I was like, and he was like, oh. And he was kind of quiet for a while. He sat there for like, I think it was 10-15 minutes, and he was being hella quiet, and I was like, okay, cool. My age fucking, it made him uncomfortable, and I was like, okay, this irrelevant is gonna leave me alone. So I wasn't tripping. But then when I was sitting down, I forgot to mention that dude, he asked me if I had a car. He was asking if I was gonna freaking be taking my driver's test, and I was like, no. I didn't tell him what I was doing there. I just said no. So yeah. Oh, also, he asked me if I live in Los Baños, and I was like, no, I don't live here. A stranger does not need to know where I live. So I figured it wouldn't be a good piece of information to be sharing, so I didn't share it. That's all that happened when I was sitting down. But then the moment that they called my number, I got up, I grabbed the backpack, put it on my back, unlocked the Jeremiah's stroller so that it would like go and it wouldn't stay still. I grabbed my folder and I was like, I'm gonna just walk. I'm not even gonna say bye to this dude because I don't even know who the fuck he is. So I just kept walking. I got to the desk that I was supposed to get to, like the number that it said on the top. And so I got there. And then I noticed, I was like, what's this dude doing? He gets up out of the chair that he was in and he just walks out. And I was like, what the fuck? Okay. So I was tripping for like a minute, and then I told the worker lady who was doing like my ID information, I was like, that's super weird. And she was like, what happened? And I told her, I was like, that guy who was just sitting next to me, he had a full conversation with me. He told me like his age, he asked my age, and then the moment I get up and walk over here, he left. And the lady, she was like, what the heck? And then conveniently, the security guard for the DMV, he was like chilling like arm distance away from me, and he could hear what I was saying. And so I was like, that's super weird. So the lady, she was like, oh, okay, when you leave, I could have the security guard escort you outside and have him wait with you until like your ride comes, or he could walk you to your car. And I was like, okay, that sounds cool. Thank you so much for the help. It makes me feel a little bit safer. Because I don't know who the fuck this guy is. When he walked out of the DMV, that made it seem hella sketch. And I was like, okay. Pretty much after that, I ended up just getting my information taken into the computer system. The lady gave me back my papers. I took my picture. And then after that, like, the lady worker, she was like, oh, before you go, have the guard walk you out. And I was like, okay, cool. And I didn't even have to ask him nothing. He walked in front of me, opened the door, and he was like, okay, which car is yours? And I was like, oh, I don't have a car, my bad. I'm waiting for my mother-in-law to show up. And he was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I'll wait here with you. And I was like, okay, cool. I ended up calling my suegra like 6 times because she had to drop off her granddaughter at daycare, and I wasn't getting mad or nothing, but yeah, I was just waiting, trying to get in contact. And then I called my boyfriend and I told him, I was like,
listen, this is what happened when I was inside the DMV. Yeah, he was a weirdo, and now the security guard is out here waiting with me for your mom to show up.
He was just like, oh wow. Yeah. When I was on the phone with my boyfriend, she ended up calling me, so I connected and I was like, okay. And she told me, she was like, oh, I'm 2 minutes away, be ready. And I was like, okay, I'm ready, standing outside. Like 2 minutes, 3 minutes before she pulled up, the dude who fucking sat 3 chairs away from me, who was being a total weirdo the whole time, he creeps up behind me without me fucking knowing. And he puts his hand, like, not his hand, that's exaggerating. He put like 3 fingers on my shoulder, and he was like,
Bye.
and I was like, what the fuck? Imagine having someone creep up on you and you're waiting for your family to show up, and it's someone you don't even know who thinks that it's cool to just touch you. I did not find that okay. I jumped a little bit and I was looking at this dude like, what the hell are you doing? And then he tried to touch Jeremiah's hand and say bye, and I like swerved his freaking little stroller away. I was like, This dude, he like swings his bag over his shoulder and he starts walking away from the DMV. The security guard who was fucking out there waiting with me, he saw the dude touch me and try to touch my son, and the minute that dude turns around, the security guard, he looks at me and he was like, is that him? Just super quiet. And I was like, yeah, that's him. And I started shaking because I got nervous and I have anxiety. That dude just walked away. Not the security guard, the random dude. He just walked away, and then 2 minutes later, my suegra, she pulls up, and I immediately, I did not wait. I just took the brake off the freaking stroller and I like zipped to the back of the car and I started opening doors up like crazy. I opened the side door from where I was gonna sit, the back, the trunk. I opened it up so I could put the stroller in, and I opened Jeremiah's door where his car seat was. And I, like, the security guard, he told me, he was like, yeah, we have his face on footage, you're good, we're gonna get him. And I was like, okay, cool, thank you so much for all your help, you have a blessed day. And I immediately took Jeremiah, put him in his car seat, and I started strapping him in. And then I told my swagger what happened, and she was like, oh my god, I was just on the phone with you 2 minutes ago, you didn't tell me any of this. And I was like, yeah, dude, because I'll tell you when I get in the car. I'm not crying. My nose is just sweating a little bit from the light, the ring light. But basically after that, I just ended up going with my family to Walmart. I don't know, situations like that, they really put me on edge and make me not feel comfortable at all. Because, like, I was only alone for like an hour and a half at most, including like the whole freaking ID picture time until the point where she got back. Right after that happened, I was just straight up shaking. I was mad. I don't know why I was mad, but I was just like upset because that really threw me off. And yeah, just did not make me feel good at all. And I don't know, I just didn't feel fucking safe being out there at the DMV by myself. And yeah, that is the end of my story time. It might not have been interesting for whoever, but my anxiety threw me off, so I figured I'd make a little story time and share with you guys that it is not a good idea to leave your 17, 18-year-old kid at the DMV alone. Don't do that. Stay there with them. Keep them safe from people like that. Because I was scared. I'm not gonna say that I'm not scared now, because that threw me off. But that is the end of my story time, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Please do not forget to like and hit that subscribe button before you go. And let me know if you guys know of any music from Janae Aiko that's not copyrighted. That way I could include it into Storytime videos, so it could be like a chill video, okay? And I love that you all took the time just to listen to my story. So yeah, have a blessed day and stay safe. I can't say that enough times without like not meaning it. I mean it every time I say it. Stay safe, please. I love you all, and I'll see you in my next video.